What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ace here, back with another props video for you guys. Let's talk about yesterday's video. We had Sengun under 18.5 points. That one cashed. It was a blowout, so we got kind of lucky because he had 16 points. I think he only had it in like 20 something minutes. So if it was actually like a regular competitive game, he probably would have gone over. So that is kind of unfortunate. Even though we did cash, we kind of got lucky. You gotta admit when you get lucky sometimes. So yeah, we got a little bit lucky there, but still ended up winning on that slip, so that was nice. Felt good to have some positive luck on our side instead of it always being negative. And then the other slip, man, this shit pissed me off, but we'll talk about it. We had Jason Tatum under 4.5 threes, right? We had it with Curry 15 points, and Curry obviously killed that. That was easy. That was a dejuicer, right? So that was obvious. But the main line was Tatum under 4.5 threes. And after the first quarter, he had 1 3, or sorry, he had 0 threes after the first quarter. So it was like, okay, we're looking really good because he always plays the whole first quarter. Second quarter, he had 1 3. So like at halftime, he only had 1 3. We had an under 4.5 3 point line. We only had 1 3 at half. So this shit was looking good. Like this was the brick looking really, really good. And then the third quarter, bro, he goes for 4 threes in the third quarter alone. That you could have it, Jason Tatum. You could fucking have it. He had 4 threes in the quarter, and then fourth quarter he goes ghost, bro. So he hooked, exactly hooked. He had 5 when we had under 4.5. When he looked so good at halftime, bro, he only had 1, and then he scores 4 in the third quarter. Like that shit is so tragic, but it happens. It's betting. You know, you can't win every bet, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd all be Jeff Bezos. But fortunate, but it is what it is. You know, we move forward. Can't be down about it. But that was annoying at the time that it happened. Uh, yeah, just unfortunate. But yeah, we still had some cashes. This was the first losing day. We lost zero point 0.6 units on all the plays. So we profited 4 days in a row before that, and then we lost zero point 0.6 units, which isn't that bad. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a winning day, obviously, so it's not good, but could have been worse. Like I always say, like only zero point 0.6 units, we could make that back in one slip. So it is what it is. But yeah, we still had some greens, as you can see. The optimizer also cashed out as well. Optimizer, DGF, Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer that I post slips for, cashed out as well. We had this prize pick slip, little 3x there. And then this slip on better, another 3x. Matherin PRA and LaMelo Ball PR, that cashed as well. So not a bad day at all. Down zero point 0.6 units on my own props, but we made a little bit of profit on the optimizer slips, so we got it back there. And better days ahead, like I always say. We've profited every single month this season altogether, so not worried about it at all. It is what it is, right? But anyway, we've got football and we got basketball today. There's only 3 games of basketball today, and they're all pretty fucking shit, as you can see here. Like I'm not looking forward to these games at all. Um, so yeah, these are gonna be pretty hard to predict. I have a few plays out. But yeah, I've got one play for you guys in the YouTube video, and then also I have a Thursday night football play. So it's a little bit mix of both, an NBA play and an NFL play. I'm very excited for this game. I'm very looking forward to this game. Not only to bet on it, but mostly to watch it because this game is gonna be really good. Big divisional matchup. Yeah, should be very fun to watch. But anyway, like I said, if you guys want, as you always know, as you guys should know by now, if you guys want every single one of my plays, because I don't post all my plays on YouTube. I have all my plays in the Discord, and I post these like hours ago. I post my YouTube videos very late when I'm done researching everything. But when at the beginning of researching, I posted like my first play I posted at 12:22 a.m. and it's 3:23 a.m. So I posted my first play 3 hours ago. So if you guys want every single play, which, you know, if you like money, you should want every single play. You guys want to get them as early as possible right when I post them so they're not bumped, so the lines aren't changed either. Take advantage, bro. Join the Discord if you guys want to make money sports betting. Making money while watching sports is the best thing that you could do. You don't have to do anything. I do all the work. You can read the write up if you want. You don't even have, some people don't even read it. They just see what I post. They're just like, okay, let me tell it. I post unit sizes for everything. We're very responsible. You could read the whole website here and all that. The link of this will be in the description of this video. So go to the link right now. Pause the video. Go to that link. Click it. Read this out. It's only $20 a month for everything that I post. So take advantage of that. Very good deal. And if you want to join, you've never joined before, you want to see how good it is, you want to see how good the props are, take advantage of this deal right here. Use code FIRST50 at checkout for 50% off your first month. Only $10 for your first month, bro. Like I always say, less than a McDonald's meal. Take advantage of that deal. Only $10 for your first month, 50% off. But anyway, let's get into the 2 plays for today. We've got an NBA play and an NFL play. Like I said, the first NBA play is going to be coming from this Blazers Spurs game. Going to be a 3-point line if I can find the threes. Going to be right here. Chris Paul 2+3. So let's talk about it. Pretty interesting prop, right? In 2024, about to be 2025, and we're betting on Chris Paul. Let's talk about why. So if my props cash would work very, very quickly, let's go ahead and look at Chris Paul 3-pointers this year. So as you can see, he's cashed this line in 6 straight games. I'm not really a hit rate guy. I don't like solely rely on hit rate, so it's obviously I'm gonna give you more than that. But yeah, he's cashed his line in 6 straight, which is obviously very, very good. In this 6-game span, he's averaging 2.83 3-pointers made per game. So 2.8 3-pointers made per game on 6.3 3-pointers attempted per game. So he's seeing very good volume here, and he's hitting them. So that's very, very good, obviously, for this prop. Even at 3-pointers made yesterday, and he only played 20 minutes in this game due to blowout. So he only got 20 minutes in this game when he usually gets like 30, 28, 30-ish. That's an insane decrease. That's like a 33% decrease in his minutes, and he still made 3 threes. So that's very, very good to see. He's still hitting this even in blowouts. He's facing the Portland Trail Blazers, who are allowing the 8th most 3-pointers made per game and the 10th most 3-pointers made per game to point guard specifically. So an advantageous matchup here. Top 10 matchup in 3-pointers allowed per game and 3-pointers allowed 2 point guards per game. So very, very good. Advantageous matchup here for CP3, who has been cooking this line regardless of matchup in those last 6 games. So very good here for Chris Paul. And the Blazers, they're also allowing the 4th most catch and shoot 3-pointers made per game to opposing teams. And Chris Paul has shot 2.6 catch and shoot 3-pointers attempted per game in his last 5 games. He's shooting 38.5% on those catch and shoot threes specifically in those last 5 games. So that's a very good matchup for him. As for pull-up threes, the Blazers have allowed the 13th highest pull-up 3-point frequency in the league, and Chris Paul has shot 2.8 pull-up threes per game in his last 5 games. On those 2.8 pull-up threes he's shooting 43% on those. So that's very, very good numbers here. So it's a better matchup for his catch and shoot 3, where he shot a little bit less. It's a little bit more of a difficult matchup for his pull-up 3, but he shot 43% on his pull-up 3s in the last 5 games. So he could easily get 1 pull-up 3 and 1 catch and shoot 3, or two of one of them, 2 of a catch and shoot, 2 of a pull-up 3. That's all he needs to cash his prop. He only needs 2 threes. So very, very advantageous matchup here for Chris Paul. He's also averaging 5.5 3-pointers attempted per game this year, as you can see. But if we go ahead and specifically look at those last 5 games, he's averaging 6.8 3-pointers attempted per game in his last 5 games. So that's very, very good. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I did do the research earlier. I'm just going to read it out to you guys. When we look at point guards with 25 plus minutes, which Chris Paul easily gets when it's not a blowout, as you can see, before the 20-minute blowout game, he was averaging like 28 to 30 minutes. So when we look at point guards with 25 plus minutes and 5 plus 3-pointers attempted, which Chris Paul has been doing, as you can see, especially in those last 5 games, against the Blazers this season, point guards that fit that criteria, I'll say it again, 25 plus minutes and 5 plus 3-pointers attempted against the Blazers for point guards. There have only been 4 of them that have fit that criteria that played the Blazers this year. All 4 of them have cashed this 3-point line against the Blazers. One of them was Jose Alvarado. He had 9 3-pointers attempted. He made 3 of them. Another second guy, Tyus Jones. He had 7 3-pointers attempted. He made 3 of them. De'Aaron Fox was another one. He had 8 3-pointers attempted. He made 2 of them. And then Stephen Curry had 7 3-pointers attempted, and he made 3 of them. So all 4 of those point guards have cashed this line when they hit that criteria. And those 2 that stand out to me the most are Alvarado and Tyus Jones. So if they can do it, Chris Paul can probably do it as well. So I'm liking this prop right here. Chris Paul over 1.5 threes. Well, I guess you could just say 2 plus threes. And it actually just changed even better odds. So you can get it better odds right now, minus 140. It was just minus 145 for half a unit on this prop right here. And then the second prop is going to be on Flip. So I'll pull up the graphic for it right here. It's going to be on Flip. If anybody's on that, it's going to be Mike Gesicki over 50.5 yards. So this line is on DraftKings and it is on FanDuel as well. If I'll go ahead and show you guys, it's just at 52.5 on DraftKings, I believe. Last time I checked, it was 52.5. Let's see. Receiving yards, Mike Gesicki, yeah, 52.5. So I'm just going to take it here on Flip where it's better odds. Or not better odds, but just a little bit lower, a little bit safer. So if we look at the hit rate for this, let's go ahead and look at the hit rate. Let's switch to NFL very quickly and go ahead and look at Mike Gesicki over 50.5 passing yards. Very, very quickly. You'll see the hit rate is like, oh, that's a bit disgusting. What are we looking at, right? But a key cog in this prop is going to be that T. Higgins, star receiver on the Bengals. Well, I don't know about star, but he's a very, very good receiver. He's going to be out for this game for the Cincinnati Bengals. While he's listed as doubtful right now, and this line being this inflated shows that Vegas thinks he's going to be out. If I could find his goddamn name. T. Higgins, it can't be that hard. Am I that blind? This is 3:30 in the morning shenanigans right here. We'll go ahead and look specifically at games without T. Higgins, who's doubtful on this short week game. So he should not be playing in this one. The last two games have both been without T. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Las Vegas Raiders. He's cashed in both of those games. He's cashed in 3 straight without T. Higgins, but this Chiefs game was a month, almost 2 months ago. So I don't really take this into account that much. 2 months ago, but the last two games in general have both been without T. Higgins, against the Eagles again and against the Raiders, like I said, and he's soared over this line in those last two games. 73 against the Eagles and 100 against the Raiders. He's averaging 86.5 yards per game in those last two games, so very, very good, especially for a line where it's only 50.5. He's facing the Ravens, who are allowing the third most receiving yards per game to tight ends. They're allowing 67.6 receiving yards per game to tight ends. So that's the third most in the entire NFL. Also, backup tight end Eric All Jr. Eric All Jr. is out with a torn ACL. So unfortunate for him. Prayers to him. Hopefully he recovers. That's going to be huge for Gesicki's production because he doesn't have to compete with those snaps and those targets at the tight end position. So that's good for Gesicki. Like I said, Ravens allowing the third most receiving yards per game to tight ends. Gesicki serving as the number 2 target for the Bengals with T out, and he gets a very advantageous positional matchup. It's also important to note that the Bengals are currently, if we go ahead and check their spread, they are currently 6-point underdogs in this game, as you can see right here, and they're also on the road. So if they're going to be losing throughout this game like Vegas expects them to be, they would need to throw, right? They're going to need to throw. If you're losing, you're going to have to throw more often. That's just how it works, right? That's what we know. It also makes sense for the Bengals to throw in this matchup a lot anyway, because they're facing the Ravens. The Ravens have the best run defense in the league. They're allowing the least yards per carry to running backs in the entire NFL. So not only, even if like it was a very competitive game, the Bengals will still probably elect to throw most of the time because of how good the Ravens run D is and how garbage their pass defense is. So expect a lot of throws, which obviously means more potential targets for Gesicki here in this game. And if we look at Gesicki's targets real quick, he's averaging 7 targets per game in his last 2 games. He had 8 and 6, so that's 14 divided by 2. He's averaging 7 targets per game in his last 2 games. If we look at tight ends with 5+ targets against the Ravens, 3 straight tight ends with 5+ targets have cashed this line against the Ravens. Njoku had 61 yards against them on 7 targets. K. Dotton had 100 yards on 10 targets. And then Zach Ertz, yes, Zach Ertz, had 68 yards against this Ravens team on only 5 targets. Those are 3 straight tight ends with 5+ targets that have cashed this line against the Ravens. Very, very good there as well. And in the last 2 weeks, Gesicki's averaging an 18.4% target share. The Ravens run mostly cover 1 and cover 3. And against those 2 specific coverages in the last 2 weeks, Gesicki's target share jumps from 18.4% to 30%. Again, that's a very small sample size because it's only the last 2 weeks, but that's what I'm specifically filtering through because those are the last 2 games without T. Higgins. Against cover 1 and cover 3, which the Ravens run more than half the time, Gesicki's average target share goes from 18.4% to 30% those last 2 weeks without T. That's very, very important to note as well. That's why I like Gesicki receiving yards as well. That's another reason for it. This is very good reasoning right there. So those are going to be the 2 plays that I have for the YouTube. Like I always say, I have more plays in the Discord. So if you guys want every single play, you guys want to make money watching sports, you don't even have to watch. You can just be tailing whatever you want to do. A little side hustle for you, a little side income. Take advantage of this deal, man. Only $20 per month. Only $10 for your first month when you use code FIRST50 at checkout. Take advantage of that. But anyway, the 2 plays for the YouTube video. Chris Paul, 2+ threes, half a unit on FanDuel. And then Gesicki over 50.5 receiving yards on Fliff for half a unit as well. Hopefully we could have another positive day. We had 4 positive days in a row where we made money. Yesterday was the first one we lost. It was only 0.6 units, but it was still an L day. Hopefully we could recoup that today. If not, we'll get it back the next day. But anyway, I'm liking these 2 plays for today. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.